Hi parents, today we thought we would talk to you a little bit about introducing a story. And we don't know that you aren't reading teachers, and that's totally fine, but we just thought we'd give you a few of our best hints and tricks to help your student learn to read. So the first thing we do when we're introducing a new story is I might look through it myself and find out some things that I think might be a little bit difficult for students. And this one, it has the words mother and monkey. So something I might focus on with students is talking to them, this is all before we read, about what's the difference between mother and monkey. They look really similar, but how am I going to know the difference? Oh, I hear an at the end of mother, or I hear a sneaky Y at the end of monkey. So really looking at those types of things as you go through. You'll know from our word list that you've seen and all the words that have come home, the words that students should probably know offhand, but often other words are a little bit different for students and we'll have to introduce those and point some of them out. Like the word baby could be a little bit difficult, asking students if they know what that word is. And then going through, this one has some expression, it has some quotation marks. If you wanted to talk about those things and point them out, you definitely could. When students get to a point of difficulty, meaning they don't know what the word is, a lot of strategies that we use before we just give them the word, or just saying stretch it out, using your sounds is great, but it doesn't always work for some words. Some words, like the word are, for example, or doesn't make sense to use your word. So that would be one that you would just want to give to students right away. Other words that they could use their sounds in, or they could look for a secret story or a little part that they know, or look for a smaller word. Also, we want students to be thinking about what makes sense when they're reading. If they read a sentence and they say an incorrect word, say, does that make sense? Or say, you said this, and then repeat it back to them and ask them if it made sense. Something else that we often see students do is insert a word that isn't there, or they delete a word. And so what we could do is say, can you go back and reread that? And if they continue to insert a word that's not there or say the wrong word, then we'll say, could you point to the word the, if they keep saying the word the and the word is a? And then that really just gets them focusing on, instead of you just saying, oh, nope, that's the word a, you're really getting their eyes focusing on what they're supposed to be doing. Many of our students are still using their reading finger, pointing one-to-one with the words. As they progress and move on, you'll notice as students get longer books, that type of thing, it's going to be important for them to take their fingers out of the book so that way their fluency isn't being held back by them pointing to those words. Okay. If you have any questions about anything, if anything's difficult for you, please reach out to us on our Zoom meetings. You can reach out to Miss J and Mrs. Jacobson in Class Dojo. You can reach me on the Living Tree app. We have office hours and we have our email, and we are happy to talk to you. We're happy to read with your student over our Zoom meetings at any time. Okay, good luck and keep reading.